Hey, welcome back to Power by 8 Racing YouTube channel. Today I was going to talk a little bit about alignments. I got in the Moto hub stands. I was going to assemble those, show you what those are all about, show you a couple of the other tools that I'm going to use to align the car. And I know a lot of guys don't do their own alignments, and they probably like to learn how to do their own alignments. It's not too difficult. You just have to have the right tools to do it, and there's probably less expensive ways of doing it, but this is the way I choose to do it. So let's open up these Moto hub stands and see what we got in the box.
Power by 8.
Alright, so it does come in a quite large, hefty box. It's like 90 something pounds, so sorry about that mess in the background. I was putting airbags in the truck and ran out of time, so all the tools are waiting to get the truck back in here so I can get the airbags put on there. But let's focus on the box. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got the AccuRemote angle finder, so you'll need this to find your camber and your caster. So the nice thing about this kit is that every hub stand has little rollers. So when you drop the car down and the suspension needs to settle, then you've got the rollers to allow that to move. So that's pretty nice. It's one of the things I liked about this over some of the other kits that were just solid. Now, this is a pretty solid base here. So that's one of the bases. The hub stand will go here, and that'll go to the car. I'll take one out and we'll assemble it on the stand. Buying straight from Moto stands, ordering straight from his site, it was cheaper. The shipping was cheaper. Everything was cheaper. So if you do shop around, just know that in my search it was cheaper just to go there. If you're big on things looking pretty, I can tell you these are all dinged up, so you'd have to give them a pass on that if you're worried about things being dinged up. So the nice other thing about these stands is we'll talk about it on the bench. All right, so the bottom plate has 4 casters. Pretty simple. Throw them on. They've got some lock washers and some nuts that'll go on those. There's your stand. Obviously when it gets put on the car, it's going to move as it needs. Part that goes on the car. And that fits right in there with those channels. Alright, there's one stand. This part goes to the tire, and then this part obviously goes in the plane of the side of the car. Now, what's really nice about these is you get these strings that I've just managed to tangle up, and they were nice. And you get these springs. Now, these springs clip on like this, so this would go to the middle of the car. And then on the end, you've got these stops. These stops clip into here, and then this goes to the middle of the car, and then it pulls the string tight. So now you can set your thrust angle, and you can make sure there's these tallies right here, and these tallies, they will tell you where you are in to your thrust angle. So when you first start out and you're centering everything up, you want to make sure your thrust angle, that these are the same on either side. And then when you adjust your toe, you're going to do the same. And you're not going to measure this. You're still going to use a tape measure to measure your toe, but you don't want this side to be at, say, 1/4 inch over here and the other side to be 1/8 of an inch over, because that tells you that though your toe might be right, each side isn't going to be the same. So you got to set your thrust angle first, and then you can do the rest of the alignment. So you got 4 more of these to do, 3 more of these to do, and then you'll have the full set. All right, so we talked about the Pakamoto hub stands. Another piece of equipment that we use to get proper, not necessarily alignment, but to get rid of our any sort of bump steer is we use the long acre bump steer kit. So what happens is this, you need a gauge, obviously. This sits up against the car this way. You disconnect your coilover or your spring. You set your dial indicator. This goes onto your hub. I'm going to turn it this way so you can see it. Basically what happens is this sits on the hub this way. The dial indicator, then you set your 0 and at your ride height. So you need to figure out what your ride height is. And then as you jack up your spindle, your dial indicator will go up here, and that will introduce your bump when you're at droop or at compression. So really, it's a big deal if you're really going to get competitive with getting your bump steer out under control. So these kits, they're pretty hard to come by. I think anything's pretty hard to come by right now. But anyways, this is another piece of the alignment puzzle that we use to dial the car in. All right, one more piece of the alignment puzzle is ride height. Now, some people will measure fenders, some people will measure rocker panels. We found that the best place on the Corvette is on the cradle. There's a couple spots on there that we like to use. We use a long acre, another long acre product. It's just a measuring tape basically, but what's really nice about this kit is you can set your ride height. So you would bring this up to 0. You would then 0 out this, 0 out this gauge. And now any movement that you make will be measured. And then versus having to read a tape measure, this has a tape measure or markings on it, so you can get what your ride heights are. So you can essentially put this under the car, lock this at 0, slide this under your frame rail or your cradle or whatever point of your car that you want to use, and you basically just slide this forward until you get to your mark, lock your tape measure down, and you've got 4 3/4 of an inch. So it just makes determining your ride heights easy. They sell these in kits of 4, 2, 4, 1. We just have 1. It's just as easy for us to move it around the car as it is to buy 4 of these and run around the car real quick. But anyways, yeah, so another long acre product that we use to catch our ride heights and dial in the car that way. Helps with your corner balancing as well, so you can know where your car is and what adjustments you've made on your coilovers, or your if you just have the stock bolts, then you can use that to help set up your alignment. All right, we probably all know what this is. It's one pad from a set of scales. So that's the other piece of the puzzle, is your corner balance. Now, I like my car to be very, I like to get as much weight to the rear of the car as I can, whether it's a 50-50 cross or it's a 60-40. I like a lot more weight in the rear than I do in the front, and I can dial the car in from there. that's what I shoot for. But everybody's different. So obviously with the scale, set of scales, you have a computer. This one we have this has Bluetooth, so we can hook it up to a laptop and save all of our data, and then we can also put our data in from the track, tire temps, tire pressures, the temperature of the day, and then we can keep a log of everything within the software that comes with this, and then we can also save the scale data onto that same thing. So for those of you who have never seen one of these scales before, so when you turn these on, you'll get a menu of what you want to accomplish, and it has like some preset measurements that you want. Obviously we do road racing, however this just gives you your 4 corners, your cross, and the total. I find that doesn't give me everything that I want to know while we're doing this, so I like to do number 6, which is the percent. So it gives us every corner. It gives us our cross weights, our front, our rears, our cross, and then each side, and then it also gives us our total. So there's a lot more information using this, and then I guess if you want to use the other ones, you still can, and then you can save your settings into here. I don't usually use those, but it has different information for whatever you're trying to accomplish as far as scaling the car. But a lot of information on these scales, and that's why the scales are so important for you to have. Yeah, so anyways, this is the intercomp wireless system, and again we have the Bluetooth version of it as well that goes to the laptop. And just when you think you've got everything aligned and everything's good to go, you get out on the track and you've got one more thing that you need, and that's a good tire gauge. Now, the tire is going to tell you a lot of what's going on with your alignment and what you might need to fix. So not just with tire pressures, but with temperatures. So the gauge I have is a tire pressure gauge, and it's a temperature gauge. So it has a probe. I can plug in the temperature probe, and I can measure tire pressure, take my quick 3 temps, move on to the next one, take my pressure, 3 temps, pressure, 3 temps, move, and so on. This is going to tell you if you have too much camber, if you have too much toe. You can tell a lot from your tire temps, and even your pressures for that matter. But it's another piece of the puzzle that you need, and obviously you're not going to be able to check until you're on track and you can get the tires up to temperature and really push things. But a crucial item for a proper alignment if you're going to be serious. Obviously, all of this stuff here, you could probably go to a shop, tell them to align your car, and you're going to be fine. If you're looking for that edge and you're looking for that last little bit of detail, then you probably are going to want to invest slowly in some of these tools. There's lots of different brands out there. There's some less expensive ways of doing it, and there's some more expensive ways of doing it. This is, to me, I think the Pakamoto hub stands were a very, very good price point for what you get. And you can spend 10 times the amount. So I just thought that was the best thing to do. Bump steer kits, they're all about the same price. Tire gauges and temperature probes, they're all over the map as well. Let's see, scales, this is a middle of the line, I would say. I mean, it's a pretty good kit though. You get a lot for your money with the scales that we have. If you do buy scales, just be sure you know what you're buying, because some are rated for smaller, some are yeah. So anyways, before I go on a tangent about scales and all this and that and what products you should or shouldn't buy, I'll just leave it at that. Just make sure your alignment's good. We're going to go through how we align the car when it's time for that, and but this is the tools I use. So not much going on with the car right now. As soon as we get more done, we'll show it to you, but I just wanted to show you at least the tools that we use to align the car. So till next time, like, subscribe, share, and And if you like freedom, you'll do all those things. Yeah. Peace.
Powered by your old shoe.